mother womb appeared to him a suspension of oxygen of universal emptiness. As he grew up to read about astronomy, waiting to be possessed by a black hole, slowing the light of happiness. He used to be called Pumpkinhead for wanting to go further ahead in the atmosphere. He learned, worked out, swam, and lived in love with the stars of the Milky Way, of the imaginary lines where planets are moving in infinity. He used to imagine the day that finally take off for the moon, then Saturn. He would travel to Venus, then Andromeda, and he swam in the womb of his illusion until flying impulsively with kinetic energy in an emptiness that never stops. There is a speed point that the face cannot take, and then a vacuum. The supreme flight, levitating magnificent loneliness, and seeing at first the earth, the moon, the sun, Mercury, Venus, and the stars, all at once, like a giant model of styrofoam. Tears levitated and mixed with my hair. I had no body, bones do not feel, and blood fleet within me. Through the windows of the nave, I watched, as none else have, the pride of infinity, and I was a galactic monkey, trying to read, a tasteless and moved monkey, in love with the eternal, perfect. I am the troubadour monkey, without gravity, without music, without resonance. No one knows the things you earn, and things that are losing out there. In a polished junk with bicarbonate, he traveled everywhere. He became king on a small planet of giant trees, where he ran all over it in half a day of jogs and steps. He was a homeless on a planet of giant hoops with thousands of inhabitants, prowling the streets and stealing used shirts, eating salads, abandoned in the trash. He wanted to be king homeless on an asteroid, where there were no trees or lettuce in his brilliant junk, king of his hunger and destitute in his possession, and so he traveled. Draw me in the face, the mark that I am supposed to have. An intergalactic whore with 3 dry vaginas. I found the arranged shoes I've always wanted to use, and on my desk has appeared the parallel of lost socks, where I found the umbrellas the rainy season requests to use, and I of lunatic head always end up losing. And I have nothing else to do than get wet, how you want me to be each time you pass the fingers down my back, except that you like throwing me into the arms of others. And so it was when I saw how the planets moved so slowly that actually appears they have always been there, plastered in invisible rubber in a black blanket and tied to a thread. I've been moving in that mass that sometimes shines. At the station there is only artificial light because the stars are so far away, they are just stars and never suns. You can sometimes, because of the titanium platforms and satellites that send signals, see how the other planets that are frighteningly close dance. The station is full of cameras that record and a silicon environment surround it that kills so fast. And here I have spent years in this station, where machines do not talk to me, the food does not taste like anything, and the songs have been repeated 1 trillion times. I have seen the universe at its best. I have lived in this station, on this ship, in this plastic suit, more than 40 years, and at what price? I dreamed that night with the end of all, homecoming, oxygen and gravity. How I missed the gravity. But from the station to house, there are more than 26 years away. By then I would have died. Tired, I dreamed I should die in the universal vacuum, alone, flying forever, devoid of potential energy, an asteroid of meat and carbon, but no one would see me die. And so at this station, without my plastic suit, I went to the gas chamber, recorded by hundreds of cameras at all angles. I am now a volatile asteroid, waiting to get out of the gravitational field of the station, to fulfill his ultimate dream, traveling the universe.